Yo guys, it's Kyle coming at you from Bane's Film Reviews. I just saw Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, the long-awaited sequel to the 1988 cult classic, Beetlejuice. This film, just like the original, is directed by Tim Burton, and it stars Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, and a couple other big-name actors like Willem Dafoe. For those of you that don't know, I fucking hate Beetlejuice. I did not enjoy that film at all. I didn't watch it as a kid, so there's no nostalgic value. There was none when I saw it just a couple of years ago for the very first time. But anyway, even if there was some nostalgic value, I subscribe to the idea that nostalgia doesn't make a film good. It makes it more enjoyable for that person experiencing it, but it does not make the film itself any better. So with that said, the fact that there was no nostalgic aspect for me doesn't negate the fact that I felt that Beetlejuice was a very heavily overrated film. And it falls into that realm of cult classics that are really weird and really strange and maybe not so great, and they ironically have a massive following as a result. So, did I expect too much from Beetlejuice? No, but I felt the need to go watch this film anyway so I could give a review, and I'm going to give an honest review because that's just what I do. I don't want to allow my opinions on its predecessor to skew anything, or the style of this film to skew my review of this. So with that said, Beetlejuice is a mess, and I don't really think that's a knock on the film. I think that's just Tim Burton's style. Often, it's very vibrant and yet dull at the same time. It is sort of linear but fractured. He does this really cool thing with juxtaposition that I don't think works, but it's like one of the allures of Beetlejuice, and Tim Burton films in general. If you've seen really any of his films, you get at least a skosh of that in everything he's ever done. Anything he's ever had a hand in. There's way too many storylines going on. Way too many. It seems like every single character has a primary storyline. I mean, Winona Ryder has her own, and Catherine O'Hara, and Michael Keaton, and Jenna Ortega are all part of their own narratives that sort of run parallel to one another. They do converge from time to time, never all at the same time, and never in a way that feels natural or organic. I felt that this was a mess in this regard, and that nothing works in regard to the narratives. It just doesn't make sense to me why they chose to have so many things going on at the same time, because they don't work well together, they don't complement one another, they don't supplement one another. They do nothing to benefit the film as a whole. With that said, I'd like to get into some things that I actually thoroughly enjoyed about this film. I think the editing is spectacular. There's a lot of animation and live action blend, and the team does a really spectacular job of ensuring that things are seamless in that regard, and it felt very fluid and it felt very effective, and I really appreciated and enjoyed that. Visually, this is a feast. That's really the best part of the film. Danny Elfman, of course, if you know anything about Danny Elfman as a composer, he does some really terrific things, and he once again just shines brightly throughout the course of this film, and his score is wonderful, and I enjoyed it, and it's very immersive, and it's sort of dark and playful at the same time, and he uses that Tim Burton thing to his advantage to allow his music to become something original and relatively interesting. The actors are superb. I think they do exactly what is asked of them, which I don't love what is being asked of them. I don't love this over-exaggerated, in-your-face, way over-the-top humor, because it doesn't sit with me. It doesn't land for me. It doesn't do anything to entertain me. But the slew of actors that are present in this film, I think they do exactly what is asked of them, and that's really all they can do. That's all anyone can ask of them outside of what Burton would be asking, because he has expectations. And even if you hate that sort of these sort of characters and that sort of comedy, you have to appreciate the fact that they are able to pull off exactly what they are tasked with doing throughout the course of this film. Do I love this film? No. Did I think I was going to love this film? No. So I wasn't really let down at all. I wasn't anticipating anything better. As a matter of fact, I think I actually anticipated something a little bit worse. So, I mean, I don't ever encourage anybody to watch the original Beetlejuice from 1988 because I think that's such an atrocity. And I would never advocate for somebody seeing that because I would feel bad if someone sat through that and went, wow, that was a piece of shit. And I go, oh, yeah, I knew that. But here, yeah, go watch that film. No, I don't encourage you guys to watch that. So I'm sort of torn whether or not I would encourage somebody to watch this film. If you love that film, which is a lot of people, then sure, watch Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I think it's probably an effective follow-up to a subpar film. And it's probably even better than the original, in my opinion. If you've never seen the original, like me, like it took me so long to watch the original for the first time, I can't encourage you to go back and watch this, and I don't think you have to. I think you can watch this film on its own, because it's been so long since I've seen the original and lost a lot of the content and a lot of the context of the film, and I still was able to follow this pretty easily. So don't go back and watch the original film if you haven't seen it already. But I would encourage you to take some time, watch this film for free. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, which I felt was way higher than I ever thought it would be. But I guess overall I am impressed with this final product. It is better than I anticipated. But will I watch it again? Probably not. 6 out of 10. Until next time, peace.